Hey, good morning, everyone. John and Joe with iFinance Mortgage.
Good morning.
Super stoked to be back.
Excited.
We have just some really good things to talk about. We just finished listening to the UWM weekly live Sales Huddle. It was amazing as usual, motivating, but I think both of us took some key points away that we wanted to share. And maybe I can start off. Super exciting. UWM once again confirmed to be the largest wholesale lender in the United States.
Yes.
And 1 out of 2 apps are going to UWM in the wholesale market there. So
that's amazing.
That's no shock to us. I mean, they just do a fantastic job. And there's a lot of reasons why they do so. They have great programs, the jumbo program that was rolled out. And they mentioned like in the last 4 days, more business than in the whole month of May. So They're doing something right there with the jumbos, and we're looking forward to sending some more jumbos their way as well. The 1% down payment program, that caught a lot of people's attention. And I think what it was, in addition to just being a great program for those that qualify, they raised the AMI to 80% now. So approximately 40% of all borrowers could now possibly qualify for that program, which is amazing. But the good thing is it's generating phone calls from our realtors saying, hey, tell us more about this program, and it's getting us into those offices so that we can add more value to our realtor partners. And it also, gives us an opportunity to tell them about our turn times, how quick everything is. So that was just a couple things I picked up initially.
Yeah, no, great stuff. John, I always appreciate the quotes they share at the beginning of every weekly huddle. Today's quote was never stop learning because life never stops teaching. And that's so powerful and it's so true, right? Because in life, right, when it comes to growth, personal development, and mindset, right, we're either growing or dying. Right? There's no such thing as a stagnant point, right? We're either getting smarter or better or becoming worse, right? Same thing with our relationships, with friendships, with business, even in our personal marriages or relationships, right? Our marriages are either getting better or getting worse, right? So it's one of those things that you never stop learning. You always have to search for ways to become better, right? To grow 100%. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So I love that. That was really a great nugget that I took away. And always, the speakers there, the UWM executive team, they're amazing. And it's so true because their goal is for everyone to at least take one good thing out of that huddle, right? One golden nugget. But there's always so many great golden nuggets, right? That, taking notes is so important. The times that I've had the privilege of being there in person at the weekly huddle, something I'm impressed, most of the account executives there in UWM, they're always taking notes, right? And you would think that, they're here every week. It's normal to them. They don't have to take notes, but they take notes because it's about becoming better and growing and taking your game to the next level.
Oh, yeah, we see that. And, you brought up an interesting point there. Joe's been back there 2 or 3 times already. I've been once, and most of our team have also been one time too. Some have been there 0 times. Super excited. Just in the next 2 weeks, Joe's taking a handful of our team out there for the first time to get training with Success Track. So that's super exciting. We just turned in the request last week, right before Memorial Day weekend started. You already got your flights.
Yes, right away. It was quick.
That fast. UWM really wants us to be out there to get training, to better ourselves. We're looking forward to the month of August where we're all going back out there again. And then at the very end of August, we're taking our realtor partners out there. And that's something, Joe, that I really appreciate about UWM is that they are so interested in helping us grow our business and helping us help our realtor partners and their borrowers.
Right.
So we're really excited. I know personally I have about 6 realtors that are going to be coming out with us. Going to be great. I know you have them. Our whole team's bringing people out. And there was one nugget that I drew to. I mentioned briefly about the 2 things that really help set UWM apart, and that's their turn times and speed, their proficiency, the technology that they use to get these loans accomplished. Year to date right now, the average submit to CTC is 13.68% days. That's fast.
That is.
And that's powerful to be able to share with our realtors and our borrowers saying, we can close quickly for you. And then the second one is instant funding.
Yes.
That money is so important to be at the table at the close of escrow. And unfortunately, we heard today that there's some borrowers and others that they're waiting for the money still from the lender. Right. Doesn't happen. UWM beats that money to the table. So those are two really, really powerful reasons why to use UWM.
Right, and definitely, John, what you say, UWM, it's a compliment to be in business with UWM. You have that partnership, because what Matt advocates, right? Brokers are better. That's like the message, the mindset, and it's true because retail banks, since they're banks, I mean, now if you walk into Bank of America, there's only one teller, maybe two. There's a long line, right?
It's true.
If you want to speak to a loan officer at a retail bank, you have to wait a couple hours, right? People don't have a couple hours to get pre-approved. People want to get approved now. People want to close a loan now. Yeah. So this is why, we're going to make a mark in the industry and continue to grow the broker channel because brokers are better. Speed solves everything, right? Yeah. And the fact that having that partnership with UWM, the technology, the tools, right? That's just a compliment. And that's one thing Anthony was talking about, right? The winners always find a way to win, right? It's having that winner's mindset, having confidence in what you do. So all the tools that UWM has, there's no excuse. Right? There's no excuse to say, even as a loan officer, say, hey, I don't have enough training or I don't know enough. All the tools are there. What you need to do is take the time to go in and learn, train yourself, and then with Success Track as well. I mean, that's just a whole added value, right? All you got to do is jump on a plane for 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
And just invest a little bit of time. And we all have that time to invest, especially in ourselves. Another thing that I liked what Anthony was talking about, right? It was, a lot of times people are scared because of what other people might think, right? And it holds them back. Yeah. People become prisoners of themselves.
Limiting mindset.
Exactly, right? And what he was talking about is so powerful, right? It doesn't matter what other people think, right? What matters is what you think, right? I once heard this quote by Les Brown that said, other people's opinion of you is not your reality, right? It's just somebody else's opinion, right? So what matters is what you think, but within yourself is developing that winner's mindset.
Yeah, 100%, And speaking of winners and mindset and training that you mentioned, I thought it was interesting, I believe it was Anthony that mentioned it as well, was that prior to Memorial Day weekend, Friday, 78% of their staff was in the office.
Wow.
That's huge.
Yes.
What massive corporation, number one, do you know that is even ready to perform on Friday? And that really told me something that, when I look at our office too, we have hardworking LOs, processors, we have dedicated people that are ready to help our realtor partners. We have a reputation at iFinance Mortgage for answering our phones, answering our emails, our text, everything in a timely manner. That means the whole world to our realtor partners who are out there in the front lines, in the trenches, working with their borrowers at the speed of light. And when their borrowers need help, they want it now. Yes. So they expect their lender to do the same. I'm really proud of us for that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing to really be proud of, John. Like Eric was talking about, right? Having that elevator pitch, right? Knowing your pitch. And something he said was very powerful, right? Because it's not just, having the pitch to show your client, your prospects, why you're more valuable than your competition, right? But it's actually following through. Coming through, right? If you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk.
Oh, that's powerful. Yeah. And, I thought it was so interesting that was mentioned. We set reminders for ourselves to follow through on certain tasks. And maybe it's, hey, reach out to so-and-so. I need to, touch base with this person, whatever it is. And a lot of times our first reaction is shoot that person a text or send that person an email and then wait so we can go do something else. But pick up the phone. Go old school on people.
Right.
Pick up the phone and call them. Might shock them. They might not answer, but at least we do. We pick up the phone. We say, hey, and that 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 60 seconds that it takes to have a quick conversation with somebody or wish somebody success on a certain day or whatever it is, lets them know, hey, they're thinking of me. They could have put that in a text, but they took the extra effort to do that. And it takes about that same amount of time to write the text sometimes. So why not pick up the phone, show personal interaction? And I think you brought out a good point too, that marketing is a great way to shoot out text and email, grab people's attention, social media, right? But sales, The closing part of it really comes from building the relationship with the people, reaching out, meeting them in person, shaking that hand, making sure that their nodding head is equaling that nodding heart.
Yes.
Right? Making sure we're both on the same page. People buy from people. So those are really good points they brought out.
Yeah, it's powerful. It's kind of engaging, right? Having that human connection, right? That's key because, yeah, it's true. We got so carried away with just text because, we live in such a rapid pace lifestyle, right? That the fastest way is just sending a text or sending an email. But that phone call goes a long way because you hear that human voice.
Yeah.
And that shows you care.
Yeah. And I think one other point that I really enjoyed was Game 7 he talked about. Right. People's minds and TVs were set to Game 7. No one thought Boston would come back, except for Boston probably, and thought, hey, 3-0 Miami, it's probably a done deal. No way. Boston fought hard, got all the way back to Game 7. Now, probably nobody thought Miami would pull it off, right? Except Miami. Miami came to win. They were the underdogs. What was it, 9 points or something Boston was anticipated to win by. Right. And the Garden was pumping in there. Everything was going. Miami came to play. They had confidence. They showed up to win. They would not take anything less. And I think that's a really good mindset for us, too, because we're going to get punched in the gut sometimes, or we're going to have a deal that goes sideways on us sometimes, or we might have people that are coming after us to, over-demand things from us. But at the end of the day, we have to be confident. We have the answers. Right. We have what it takes to provide answers to people, to get solutions to issues that come up. We just have to be confident in ourselves. We have to believe in ourselves, the process, the people that we work with, and show up. Show up to the office. Show up to talk to people. And sometimes we have to deliver news that isn't as pleasant, but we're solutionists.
Right.
We don't give up. We fight hard like Miami did to win. They won.
Right. Yeah, and that's so powerful, John, because you talk about Game 7. I mean, Boston just needed one more game to win. Yeah. Just one more game. But Miami showed up. They were more hungry. They were resilient. They wanted to win, and they didn't give up, right? Because, I mean, you're behind, 4 games, and you just need one more to win, and you show up. And you win. So imagine what you got to tell yourself every single day, right? But you work so hard to get to the end to just give up, right? And if we apply that in our industry right now, I know a lot of loan originators are struggling. A lot of realtors are struggling. I hear that realtors keep dropping out. Loan officers are going to do other industries like debt settlement, right? So is there a struggle? Yes, but what do you do when you're struggling, right? What do you do during the hard times? You keep going. Right, it's the power of never giving up, and that power of giving up, John, is the mindset. I know we keep talking about mindset because it's all about the mindset,
100%.
Right? It's about that mindset of not giving up. Knowing where you want to go, knowing what the vision is, knowing what the dream is, knowing what you want, your why to keep going every single day, and at the end. The EVP of growth and the UWM talked about it, right? It's about taking time to reset and reflect. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are just caught up in the funk. Yeah. Right? They're caught up in last year's Super Bowl, like their top producing month, right? But they have to realize that things have changed. So you have to take the time, don't go to the happy hour, stop going to the club, stop trying to numb yourself from reality. Yeah. But take the time to reflect, okay, where am I today, right? Things have changed. What do I need to do to get better, right? And this is the time where you grow. This is the time where you take yourself to the next level, when the periods where you're struggling in your life or in your careers, and you take that time to reflect, it's powerful, right? Because now you're seeing, okay, what did I do right that worked? Well, what can I do to improve? And now you take action, right? Because there's still business out there. I mean, 1,900 subs,
Absolutely.
Right? UWM got, so that's 1,900. There's refis in there, there's purchases business, so there's business out there. We just got to go out there and get it, right? We have to stop making excuses. Yeah. We have to stop, complaining how bad it is, and change and shift that mindset, have that 2 millimeter change in our mind and say, okay, there's an opportunity here for growth. There's an opportunity here to make relationships, right? To build your client database so that when the industry turns around 6 months or 12 months, whatever that is, you have a plan ready and you're ready to take action.
Yeah, roll up our sleeves and work, right? And you mentioned struggle and hard work. It makes me think of the caterpillar. That caterpillar gets in that cocoon, stays in there, and all of a sudden this hard work happens where it breaks out, and it's not a very attractive creature when it goes in. But when it comes out and turns into a beautiful butterfly, look at the hard work and what it produced.
Right.
It produced results, beautiful results.
Yes.
And that's really what we have to think about. Our mindset needs to be, look at the result. Don't look at the hard work and the journey there. That's important, but look at the result. We're going to make families happy.
Yes.
We're going to make our realtor partners very happy. They're going to continue to refer. That hard work, that struggle, just like that caterpillar, is going to turn out to a beautiful result. Happiness. We're going to benefit too. It's going to make us feel good, and we're going to make some money to feed our families too. So that struggle is worth every ounce of our time and our effort.
100%. Just like Robert Shula said, tough times don't last, only tough people.
Yeah, that's powerful. And I think the wrap up too here is mentioning that Memorial Day is kind of the magic day for one of the executives there. He said he doesn't wait till the end of another quarter, but Memorial Day is about halfway through the year.
Right.
What did I accomplish in the first half of that year? Was
Yes.
it good? Was it, to your point, was it activity that was positive? If it is, duplicate that and work even harder to be even more successful. If we closed one loan, let's close 5. If we close 5 loans, let's see if we can do 10. Whatever it is, meet and exceed that goal. And then I also like the point that he said here, put my glasses on for a second. Take pride in your personal development as well.
Right.
If you say you want to go to the gym to improve your health and lifestyle, go to the gym and do it. Put it on the calendar, make it happen, eat better, all of that. Take care of our minds spiritually as well, very important. Feed it, nourish it. Listen to helpful podcasts like this that hopefully motivate
Yes.
people that are listening. And at the end of the day, it just comes down to mindset, reflecting, and then action, doing something about it. Can't expect, what's the definition of insanity again?
Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different outcome.
Yeah, that's right. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
So, hey, super excited. Did you have any other nuggets you wanted to share?
No, just one last thought. With the executive you deal with, I said, bet on yourself.
Yeah.
Bet
Love
on yourself. And do a little bit more every single day. So all we can do is take it one day at a time, right? If you live in the past, I said, there's this expression that says, if you're depressed, it's because you live in the past. If you're anxious, it's because you're trying to live in the future. But be present, because today's a gift, right?
Ooh,
so
love it.
Do a little bit more every day. It's all we can do. Take it one day at a time, and just bet on yourself and not give up, no matter what, no matter how hard things are going out there, no matter how challenging they are. If you're depressed, if you're down, get excited, right? Get excited. Restructure your goals. Do a vision board of where you want to travel, what do you want to have, where you want to live, what kind of car you want to have. Whatever it is, everything is possible once you put your mindset. And once you have a strong why, there's nothing or anything or anybody that can hold you back from reaching greatness.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking about some greatness right now, going to give you a little insight. One of our loan officers, he's new. He's got his first deal going on right now, Zach. We are so proud of him.
Yes.
He's working hard right now. He's working with his realtor. He's working with the borrower directly. You're going to hear some good things about the closing of this loan for this first-time buyer. So we're super excited for him. And that's our wrap-up from today. Our podcast, please listen to it, enjoy it, share it. Follow us on YouTube and all of our social medias. John and Joe coming from iFinance Mortgage Productions and Studio.
Have a good one.
Cheers.